We just finished a 5-day silent retreat here, and it was amazing, super profound. We had maybe 4 or 5 different prayer periods, and I met with a spiritual director for an hour every day, and it was just good to spend time with the Lord, to spend time as His son, just He and I.
Being able to do this retreat, all of us here at the seminary, it's so important. Having these days of silence with Father Nixon guiding us, because all throughout our time of retreat, there's so many different voices, you know, and thanks be to God, they're holy voices. We have the voices of our formators, we have the voices of our families leading us on, we have the voices of all of you praying for us and speaking to us whenever we come back to our diocese or helping at assignments. But this time of retreat is a time for us to quiet ourselves, to quiet the voices of the world, and recognize the voice of Christ. The voice of Christ that was speaking to us all the time in your voices, in the voices of our formators, in the voices of our brothers, and to really settle in that voice, in the peace of that voice, and to recognize that that's the voice we want to bring into the world, into our ministry.
For me, this past week retreat was different. My retreat is known as Canonical Retreat. It is required by the church for those who are preparing for ordination. My classmates and I, God willing, will be ordained as transitional deacons this upcoming April.
Every year we go on a retreat, but especially those who are preparing for ordination to the priesthood, we go away from the seminary for our yearly retreat. And we had a directed retreat, which means you meet individually with a spiritual director every day. There's no conferences, and you have your 4 prayer periods a day, and just whatever the Holy Spirit places upon your heart, you bring that up in prayer and also in spiritual direction.
So my desire before I went to the retreat was to try to understand why God still loves and chooses us for different special missions despite our weaknesses.
I received many graces on this retreat, one of which was just a sense of abiding with God, just a sense of staying with Him, Him being with me and me being with Him. Just as a father is with his son, so is the Lord with me.
So after the retreat, my greatest grace was to have a deeper understanding of my relationship with the Lord, with the awareness of my own limitation and my weaknesses.
It was a great time, a very blessed time of prayer and silence. Silence is where the Lord speaks, and so it was good to spend time with Him.
Being inside of this retreat, entering into those graces, one of the most incredible things for me was just that call more and more to go deeper with Christ. That He wasn't calling me to struggle on my own. He wasn't calling me to go through the trials and all the tests that we go through. He was saying, I am doing it for you. I just want you to let me be there. To be there for you, to carry you through this. Because I am the only thing on which you can rely on, and I'm the only thing that I want you to rely on.
One of the great graces this week, as I am preparing for priestly ordination this summer, was God just laying upon my heart that He is calling me in all of my uniqueness, that He wants me and all of my gifts, even my own pains and past wounds, that He's going to use everything for His people. And an image that He really placed upon my heart was I prayed with the wedding at Cana, where Jesus is beginning His new ministry. There's a newness to His life at this point. And this water that He turns into wine, if you remember, it says that the drums were filled to the brim with water, that they were filled to the very top. So God was just revealing to me that He's going to fill me up, and He's going to transform me in all of my uniqueness. And He's going to use that and lavish it upon His people, lavish it upon the wedding guests there at Cana. And it was just a beautiful image to me. I don't know a whole lot about wine, but I know that each wine is unique, and you can tell which soil it came from, what climate it came from. And I just felt the Lord telling me, I'm going to use everything of you because I have chosen you, I have called you to the priesthood, and that nothing will be wasted.
The essential message of this retreat has just simply been looking at the suffering face of Christ upon the cross and seeing him smile at me in his deepest suffering, still delighting in who I am.
If I could summarize the retreat in a few words, it would be walking with the Lord.
During the retreat, I heard the Lord saying to me that be at peace in the midst of struggles.
One of the great graces for me this past week on retreat was God revealing to me that he is calling me in my uniqueness to serve him in the priesthood.
Thank you so much for your prayers. I know they were felt for me very personally. They helped me to dive into the retreat.
So I just want to thank all of you for your generosity to the seminary, because it's through your generosity, your prayers, but also your support of the seminary that allows us to go on these retreats and allows us to do what we do here at the seminary, to carry out the mission of forming priests for God's people.
So please continue to pray for me, pray for all the seminarians as we continue the journey to serve the Lord and his church. Thank you for your generosity and support.
Your prayers truly make a difference in our hearts, in opening them to the voice of God and opening them to the future ministry that we hope to bring to you.
Be assured of our prayers for you, and we'll keep praying for you guys. Thank you so much.